Back here in Gauteng now, more on the suspension of the 4 pupils at the Hoerskool president now. They've been implicated in a video showing a boy being punched in the head before falling to the ground. Now, ENCA's Lindo Kulu is tracking that story for us, and he joins us now live from our newsroom here in Johannesburg. Now, Lindo, you spent a few hours there this morning, even before the Gauteng MEC for Education, Panyaza Lesufi, arrived. What were you able to find out about what happened in that video that went viral yesterday?
Well, what we were able to find out, particularly from the principal of the school, is that this was an isolated incident. In fact, a lot of people on social media particularly have been concerned about this being one of racial incidents that we've been seeing across social media and, of course, across the country. But what was made clear by the principal was that this is an isolated incident, and in fact, they've never had a racial incident in the school. One of the things that they said was that the last incident such as this, where 2 pupils were fighting among each other, was outside the school premises, and it was last year in November. This was also reported to the relevant people. But what we are getting from the MEC is that there will be now a hearing set up for these pupils to actually try and get to the bottom of what exactly happened and what prompted those horrific scenes that we saw coming from that video. But what the MEC is saying is that Stanley, there is no racism, there is no violent incidents that will be tolerated, particularly this year, coming from the back of a year that saw a lot of videos surfacing on social media. But what they are saying is that they will not tolerate anything. They do not want to jump the gun at the moment. The MEC says they will let the hearing take place, and after that they will make a decision in terms of how they will deal with this.
Now, were you able to find out, obviously young people talk, teachers talk, parents talk, any talk in or around the school about what could have led to that fight between those boys?
Well, that's exactly what the MEC was speaking in terms of not jumping the gun, because what we see in the video is a depiction of that one pupil assaulting the other. But what they are saying is that the video doesn't show where this started, and that's exactly what the hearing will be looking to uncover, where it began, because some speculations, in fact, the MEC confirming that there are some speculations that the pupil that was seen being pummeled by the other pupil, in fact, was the one that started the altercation. You see even the pupil that is being beaten has a belt in his hand, so they want to be able to explain all of those components. They want both parties, all of the pupils that have been suspended, to actually come forward and provide evidence as to what exactly happened, and therefore make a decision on how to move forward. But another thing, the school said that they will now be putting a sort of a contingency plan to ensure that at least 10 teachers are in the playground when we have recess in that particular school. We are led to understood that there were 4 teachers that were patrolling the school grounds, but right now we understand that there will be 10 teachers that will be minding exactly what happens in the school premises to avoid such incidents.
Now, we saw with the incident recently in Swaziland when a teacher was suspended that a lot of focus now on the education department to find out if they're following the correct processes when dealing with these kinds of situations in suspending the right person. Has the education department followed the right processes in the suspension of pupils? What does the law book say?
Well, I think they have indeed, and in fact one of the SGP members was telling us that everything they are doing now is according to the bylaws, according to the policies that are in place for dealing with such situations. And in fact, Panyaza Lesufi, the MEC, saying that they do not want to jump the gun, they do not want to find themselves in a situation whereby they have acted, and they have to now to sort of take back what they were doing in terms of trying to sort this crisis. But what they are saying is that they will follow in terms the policies of the school, and they will find a way to actually hear both sides and come up with what exactly happened. And not jumping the gun is what this hearing is all about, making sure that they have all the facts before acting. And I think in contrast with what you were mentioning with Swaziland, we were able, in fact, I was there speaking to the MEC there in the northwest, and what he said was that he supported the decision to suspend that particular teacher, even though we see now that suspension has been lifted and it was deemed unlawful. So those are the things that this particular MEC Panyaza Lesufi, says he's trying to avoid, not to jump the gun and to actually follow proper procedure before reaching a decision.
We'll leave it there for now. Our reporter, Lindo Kulu, joining us live from our newsroom, bringing us the very latest on that very disturbing video that went viral on social media out of a high school here in Gauteng.